We have Jens leading off with the Scryland.
With the Scryland.
Shoving away some stuff.
Yes.
Jens is most likely playing
some kind of Esper.
Some kind of Esper.
Maybe
or,
black and white.
It looks like a far away, so
okay.
I think he's straight up Esper. Mats is playing the blue devotion deck that we talked about earlier, that we thought that Yule was going to play.
Yeah.
Or at least some form of it.
And with Mats, we are actually meaning Tomas.
Didn't I say Thomas?
No.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
There we go. Now we have the correct names as well.
And Thomas is quick with a presence on the board with Judge's Familiar into Tidebinder Mage, which is met by an ultimate price from Jens.
I wonder if it would have been correct to counter the ultimate price with the Judge's Familiar, just to keep the extra devotion and more power as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that Thomas is thinking that Jens could be playing black-white, where the Judge's Familiar would be better to have on board rather than the Tidebinder Mage.
Yeah.
But now that he sees the
Hallow Fountain,
the Hallow Fountain, I'm sure that he regrets the decision to not counter the ultimate price.
Yeah.
Just having the power and the extra devotion for Fasa here would have been a lot better than to
have a 1/1 flyer.
To have the 1/1 flyer.
Yeah. Thomas also has Master of the Waves in hand, and I think it's a Cyclonic Rift.
Divination for Jens.
Yes, netting him a nice Watery Grave. Taking a peek with Thassa, scry 1 each upkeep. So what is Thomas looking for here?
He doesn't have a land, and definitely that, but other than a land, just more devotion overall is definitely what he wants here. If he could drop a Bident now, that would be very, very good.
Yeah.
To just be able to auto turn on Thassa whenever he plays a 2 devotion dude.
Yeah.
Is very, very good in this matchup. Doesn't look like he has a Bident, of course, but
it seems like Jens's hand is stacked with the removal. I think I see a Doomblade, a Detention Sphere.
I've seen Far Away as well.
Yeah.
Thomas is attacks with Mutavault and the Judge's Familiar, and then plays out a
Tidebinder Mage.
Even here, like, he could have, if he had activated, or if he'd used his Judge's Familiar on the ultimate price, Fasa would have been online now.
Yeah.
Smashing for 5 instead of the Familiar just smashing for 1. So I'm sure he must be kicking himself under the table for this. Or kicking Jens, so I mean, you can't really see.
No. Jens seems to be lining up 3 mana. Most likely this is a Detention Sphere on Thassa then.
Yeah, there we go.
Or Tidebinder Mage. Maybe he just doesn't care about Thassa. Or maybe he's counting on Thomas having another Thassa in hand. So instead,
it's an interesting.
It's an interesting decision not to scry there by Thomas.
Yeah. I would like to say that it's late in the day, but this is only round 5, so you can't really blame like being tired. But Thomas really needs to shape up a bit.
So down comes the Master of the Waves here then, which will be most likely. Oh, this time he will counter it. Yes, no. This time he counters it.
I mean, it's just so much better to have the Master in play, and
then the
just getting the horses.
Yeah. So next turn, Thomas can turn on because no, we can't anymore. Since he has his Cyclonic Rift, he can at some point bounce the Detention Sphere and gain an extra 2 devotion for Thassa. Out of nowhere, so to speak.
Yeah. He still needs the first ones.
Yeah.
We know that Jens is far away, and it's interesting that he didn't. Yeah.
Sacrifice a creature.
Post combat, sacrifice creature.
Sacrifices the tap Mutavault. A fine choice, I'd say.
I would too.
Again, we are now in the point where the where the control deck prefers to be. Like he's treated 1-for-1 with all the threats now. He's just looking to refill via Sphinx's Revelation or more divinations or something like that.
Yep.
Tomas taking a ponder and putting the card on the bottom. He's rewarded by another island. And Jens is down at 10 here, so that Thassa could prove to be lethal should it come online shortly, so to speak. And that's 1,000-year elixir, or no, elixir of immortality. 2 sacrifice and shuffle it into the library along with your graveyard.
And you gain 5 life.
And you gain 5 life. So forget everything I said about Thassa might be becoming lethal soon.
He has a buffer.
He has a buffer, yeah.
Tomas really needs to just draw running creatures or Bident, and
not the islands.
He's just drawing lands now. Doesn't really do anything.
Is it so that Jens actually has the Etheling in hand as well?
He's just gonna risk playing it here. He's not in big hurry.
No,
he has several
definitely.
turns where
Yeah,
he can
exactly.
just wait it out, try to get more value out of his removal. And
Yeah.
That's definitely fine for him.
Yeah.
The scores for the players is slightly wrong. It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Tomas is the one at 3-1. Jens got a draw in one of the draft rounds, I think.
Yeah.
They're both on positive records at least,
Yeah.
which I guess is what most are wanting at this point.
Yeah. The most important for now.
Yes.
And the Master of the Waves makes an appearance. Syncopate, no thank you, says Jens. Syncopating for every mana in the whole world, almost.
Well, it's only 5.
Except for the...
Exactly, so he doesn't get it through.
Going down to 4, basically 9 then. Jens with a scry shifts it to the bottom. And Tomas goes, "Oh, you get to scry? How cute! I do that every turn."
It's I do think that Tomas feels somewhat in dire need of finding something to pressure Jens some more, so he needs to play his spells.
Yeah,
he has a grip full of cards, and I mean, sometime he will need to start playing them.
Yeah,
Jace definitely is a worthy target for a negate here.
Yeah.
And there we go, up to 7.
Yeah.
Essentially buying a free turns from the Muta Vault.
Yeah. Can you see how many cards are on the table there? It looks
One
like
or
3.
two.
Yeah. 3 perhaps.
In Jens' hand?
Yeah.
I think it's just 1 or 2. He has the only card advantage that he's drawn is 1 divination, so this whole trading 1 for 1 only works so long.
As long as you actually draw your card drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he still needs to draw something good. The Sphinx's Revelation here would be devastating for Tomas if he doesn't have an answer for it. I think that Tomas is just holding
another Thassa
and something. It's probably the Cyclonic Rift that we saw earlier.
Exactly.
And just keep shoving them down.
Yeah, and we see Thassa's Scribe doing good work here. And here comes...
I think that was a Bident.
That was a Bident.
And that is exactly what Tomas wants.
Yeah.
No counter from Jens here, and this might be over. There we go. There's always another counter.
There's always another counter. Straight to the top right. So
yes.
It's quite possible that was a Sphinx's Revelation then. Or some kind of backbreaker.
Even a spot removal here would be good for the Muta Vault.
Yeah.
But I mean, almost anything that, taking 2, then it's definitely a Sphinx's Revelation.
Yes, I think so. Leaving a mana up.
1 mana up for something?
Syncopate or...
I guess Syncopate.
Maybe faking a Dispel.
With an empty hand?
With an empty hand. Well, maybe. Yeah? I don't know.
Yeah, he still gets to draw 6 cards and gaining 6 life up to 9. So he has played a land. I don't think that he could possibly draw anything that he can play off the Watery Grave.
No.
So this is absolutely the turn that Tomas has to go for it and win.
Yeah.
There we get the Cyclonic Rift. Now everything that Tomas just needs now is
a
two devotion guy,
guy.
And this game is over.
He slams to the bottom.
No more devotion.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he doesn't have a 2 blue casting cost in his hand.
No, Jens has all the chance in the world to just start removing most creatures.
First and foremost, he has the the Detention Sphere in hand.
That is true.
Detention Sphere comes down, taking away 2 devotion again, maybe? Or has he had it with Thassa? Yeah. I
don't think he's that scared of Thassa, since scrying once per round, in all fairness, is good and all, but it doesn't really do that much.
Jace's Memory Adept is in Jens' hand as well.
Also saw some dissolves, it looked like, and a Hero's Downfall.
Yeah.
So Jens is definitely sitting pretty here.
Yeah.
With a grip full of cards again.
Yeah, he basically just drew another starting hand with 10 lands in play.
Yeah.
And Mutawall takes a look. One card down was the double blue that would have won Tomas the game.
Well, they did get the scry as well, so it might have been 2.
Yeah, true. Can't kill the Thassa, it's indestructible, so...
It's also not a creature.
Also not a creature.
So right about now is the time that Tomas really don't want Jens to play a threat to the board, which he's gonna do in the form of Jace.
Yeah.
And I suspect that he's just gonna start milling.
Yeah.
And we're fairly deep into the game already, so it's just gonna take a few turns. And with no real threat on the board, this game is gonna be over fairly quickly. I still think that Jens has to both dissolve and, well, some more action.
Let's find out. Master of Waves. No, says dissolve. Scry says dissolve. Top says dissolve. Another 10. And I think that's the game, right? No, there's...
Should be 2 activations more.
Yeah, 2 activations. So Tomas needs to find a threat this turn, have it resolve.
Well, it needs to be a really good threat.
Yeah.
He basically wants high devotion, and then a second devotion to turn on Thassa and hit with Thassa.
Yeah.
Which he didn't get, so I do believe this game is over.
Yeah.
There should only be 1 more activation, and then it's over. And even by now, everything that is left in the deck is stuff that Tomas has probably scryed down.
Scry to the bottom, yeah,
so
exactly.
Since there's no shuffling effects, then all the things that he scryed to the bottom with Thassa is the things that he draws at this point, when he's been milled down by the ace.
So let's see what the 2 sideboards. Etheling comes in, Jace's Architect of Thought comes in. And
there's
something
most likely
else.
some Gainsay as well.
Yeah, Gainsay was probably the card that I didn't recognize. Gainsay seems like a pretty good card in the matchup.
Oh yes.
Icon has Sphinx Revelation? No, you cannot.
Sphinx Revelation, Detention Spheres, Divinations,
Memory Adepts,
Eaterlings, and Far Away.
Yeah.
So many good targets that you really want to carry.
Yeah. Rapid Hybridization seems to go out
along with the Master.
Along with the Master.
The Master isn't really that impressive in this
No,
matchup.
It's just another creature.
Yeah, sure he can deal a lot of damage, but once it actually gets killed, he has done nothing for the board.
Yeah.
So it's just better to have the more devotion heavy cards.
Yeah.
A Resolve Thassa and some devotion is just what Tomas wants to try and win a game here.
Yeah. And should Tomas win this game, we might be in dire straits for finishing the 3rd game.
I don't think they're that bad on time. This game probably took 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And Tomas had some really bad luck. I mean, he was really close to just close out the game. If he wouldn't have made the mistake earlier with the Judge's Familiar on Ultimate Price,
it would have been a totally different game.
This game would have been over very quickly.
Yeah.
The Blue Devotion deck can be really fast.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the high devotion early and turn Thassa. It's a 5-power attacker.
Yeah. That doesn't really care about most of the instant speed removal.
Exactly.
any instances.
Well, the thing that it cares about is to get devotion turned off.
Yeah.
Which is more likely at the instant speed.
True.
With some gamesaves now, he has some earlier or cheaper countermatic to try and play against the possible answers that Jens can find.
Didn't see what Jens' sideboard plan was. I did see that he keeps the ultimate price in, which seems perfectly reasonable. Even if Thomas has several multicolored creatures,
it is. I do think it's just eight of them. I don't think they have any more. Oh well, okay, maybe 12. But the targets that you still have with the ultimate price is pretty good. With the high devotion, Tybine Mage, and also Master Waves.
Yeah.
Could even kill Mutavolt, or no?
Yes, no, maybe you're the judge.
Can't remember what the card says. Ultimate price is monocolored, so you can't kill Mutavolt since it's not colored. I think, and I'm not the judge.
Okay. You are more a judge than me.
I haven't been a judge for 5 years.
Yeah. That's the quality of the stream, where we banter over who's not the judge. So, plenty of gainsaves in Thomas's hand, I think. If I'm correct, it could be no gainsaves as well. It's a keep anyway. The ill-fated judge's familiar. Jace Memory Adept, or Architect Thought drawn by Thomas here.
So, an identical start for Thomas leads this game off. If we see an ultimate price now,
would be interesting to see if he can kill.
There's Doomblade. Is he gonna do it? If he's holding another Tybinder Mage, he might be worried more about Tension Sphere.
Yeah.
But there we go.
But
I still think it's a better play.
But
even
Judge's
if
Familiar,
you're not playing the Tybinder Mage.
but the Judge's Familiar doesn't count counter.
No, but if you counter the Doomblade,
and
you play another Tybinder Mage.
Okay,
You might want to play around that.
Yeah,
but now
I
since
see.
you had another threat for the board, it doesn't really matter.
I understand what you mean, finally.
So the Tension Sphere takes out the...
And here's the
The
fourth
Knight
land and
Inspector.
slam.
Bidens. Biden in play is definitely something that is
Hard for
Jens
Jens to deal with.
to find an answer to. So he still wants to just deal with the creatures. You don't really want to spend resources and time on just
Stuff like
stopping the Biden.
Yeah.
To just the presence of it is so so threatening.
Yeah.
With the
And here comes
the
the Jace
devotion
then.
and
And
even more permanent threats that he doesn't really have.
a good way of answering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, he could play the Hero's Downfall on him, but looking at this split up, then
Yeah. It all comes down to what Jens has in end, of course, but is it the fact of fiction rule? Always take the larger pile?
I wouldn't say so automatically.
Oh.
An extra Jace is definitely cool, but the Knight Inspector there is a very good card for
Yeah.
Thomas as well.
Scrying. Temple of Silence. Stays on top. The 6th land for Tomas is here, and the 7th land in hand as well, so he might be able to resolve an Etherling and be able to protect it in a couple of turns. It's definitely a long-term plan here. Testing the waters with a Nightfield Spectre.
Not that unexpected, right? The Spectre.
Not that unexpected. An activation from Jace that we anticipate won't be doing anything ever in the matchup. Oh well, it shuts down the Elspeth as a win con, so I might have misspoken.
Tomas keeps slipping up great threats for the match here. Gotta wonder what Jens is thinking for this one. If Tomas can resolve an Edling.
Yeah, he doesn't know about the Edling that Tomas has in hand. So that's a factor to take into consideration when we're discussing the split up here. So we see now how the very aggressive mono blue deck has kind of morphed into a control deck.
Well, after sideboard, when you get the access to more Jace and some extra Aetherlings, you just gear yourself up to be able to handle the card economy of the Esper deck.
Yeah. I don't like that, says Jens.
Just to draw out a counter, and that's pretty much what Tomas was hoping for, I guess. Well, I guess he was hoping to get the Edling to stick, but this is definitely not good for Jens.
No, because now Tomas has free reign for his other Etherling. Another Temple of Silence scrying. Jace's activation, Etherling.
And another land as well.
Yeah.
Jens can't be happy about this.
No.
Needing free
removal this
removal
turn
spells in one turn to get rid of it. Sure, he can buy a round by playing removal end of step, but it doesn't really help in the long run.
But you can't really fog away the Etherling every turn for the rest of the game.
No. If you can play an Edling for himself, then that's fine, but this just doesn't do anything either. Gaining free extra life, it's still a free turn clock.
Yeah. Draws far away.
AKA fog.
AKA fog. I think Jens has a Doomblade in hand as well.
So this whole playing against Edling is something that Tomas really got to learn for Dragon's Maze, where there were plenty of them, and just having removal to basically fog the Edling it really can buy you time just to win games.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that he's not that happy that Jens has a grip.
No.
Full of cards here.
Tomas fires off the Jace for the third time. And
the Fasa is very, very, very good for Tomas here.
Yeah, it is online.
He even has an extra land in hand.
Yeah.
So just taking the Fasa, shoving away the rest is definitely correct call.
Yeah. The thing is, now every removal Jens plays on the Etheling fogs both creatures.
Yeah, but it's still the presence of it.
Yeah.
That's very evil.
So now we're starting the game of Jens trading cards for Tomas blue mana.
Yeah.
No free card drawing for you, Mistar. Or Tomas might be in the business for a counterspell here.
Didn't he get the resolve with the Edling earlier?
Yeah, he has a dissolve in hand. He also has a gainsay apparently.
Yeah. So is he just gonna let him hit for 5, take it down to 14?
Yeah.
Still 2 turns.
Draw a card. Another Bident of Thassa. Not that important at the moment. And the god here.
I guess that he could have just, since he's not going to use the dissolve anyways, I guess he could have pumped an extra 2 times maybe, and
here comes Sphinx's Revelation number 3.
Gaining 4 here, sure.
Yeah, that's not going to matter in the end. It's if anything's going to matter, it's the 4 cards, and Jens is actually running out of time to be able to convert those cards into anything useful.
Yeah.
So maybe Tomas will actually be playing the Frostburn Weird that is in his hand pre-combat here.
I don't think he's going to be playing more.
Just to be sure that the Thassa stays around.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So he makes sure that he gets in for the 5.
Yeah.
And draws a card off that.
Exactly, and so even if you should lose the Frostburn Weird somehow, that card is replaced by the card that you draw from the Valiant here.
Yeah.
Tomas seems eager to draw his cards here. Which he should. Drawing cards is good.
It is definitely good. And a Mutavault now as well. This is quickly turning downhill for Jens.
Yeah.
There are very few answers that he needs to pull off to actually take this game.
So, Doomblade for the Frostburn Weird. Tomas says, sure, that is not important. What is important for me is that you don't get to kill my Etheling. Scry.
Very interesting that these Scrylands have found themselves so well into the standard decks as they have. I was when they were spoiled, I was thinking a lot about what kind of impact they would have had since we lost the M10 lands in standard. That sure they would fill a mana fixing role, but I never really considered the Scry to be as powerful as it has or as it evidently is,
Yeah.
with just scrying one in these kinds of situations that you get most of the time is very, very powerful. Just shoving away whatever you don't want, and always making sure that you don't draw the shove that is on the top.
Yeah. There's also an interesting spiraling staircase observation to be done here, because the lands come into play tapped. The format slows down a little,
Yeah.
and because the format slows down a little, the scry lands become better. Because you prefer to have the scry lands later in the game. And on screen now we have the Bident of Thassa that drew a couple of cards for Tomas during the
Interestingly, most of the times, I don't think the card drawing is the most important part here. I just think that having the devotion on a card that can't be removed with conventional removal spells is super important. Just getting Thassa online is, if you can have Thassa online with just Thassa and non-creature spells, in many matchups is awesome.
Yeah.
Sure there are the addict effects of Devour Flesh and Far Away, but
most likely those cards aren't really in Jens's deck anymore. Devour Flesh, right?
I do think that he still has Far Away at least.
Yeah, far away.
But sure, Devour Flesh is probably not in the deck.
Yeah. So I mean the edict effect shouldn't be taken into account that much, because he doesn't have that many of them anymore. Yeah.
And even so, there's most likely some random guy around.
Yeah. Just taking one for the team.
Exactly. There are mutables, random small guys, so that should be fine.
Yeah.
I wonder if Jens has brought out any of his verdicts.
We haven't really seen a verdict in any game.
No.
And the first game went very long, but I can't imagine him not running the full 4.
Even after Sideboard?
Oh well, no. I mean in game 1. I think he removes him after Sideboard.
Game 1 is definitely full 4.
Yeah.
But after game 1, do you think he keeps any, or?
I think he.
Because there's still, it's such a consistent answer to all the small guys that can't be countered, and you just sweep them away.
Yeah.
So most of the time you can get a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1 with the verdict, and even just playing it to just right out kill Night Inspector or something like that.
Just trading 1-for-1 with it.
Just trading 1-for-1 is
good
fine
enough.
as well,
Yeah.
since it can't be countered, so you know you will get rid of the creature that you really want to get rid of.
But there's also the effect of Tomas knowing that he might have verdicts in his deck.
Yeah.
So he
Really
might be skimming a couple.
Yeah. Considering always, if do I really need to play this creature now?
Yeah.
I might need it later, or it might just die to a verdict.
Yeah.
There is something that Tomas has to keep in mind at all times here.
Shuffling, and now we are off to the races. If that is a figure of speech that is allowed for what turns out to be a control mirror.
It's not necessarily a control
It's
mirror.
not necessarily a control.
Tomas' deck is flexible enough so that it can take both roles. We haven't seen a single the 0-1 flyer that with the wall.
The Raptor.
Yeah, Cloudfin Raptor.
Cloudfin Raptor, yeah.
I mean, just playing that turn 1, and then maybe following it up with, say, Judge Familiar, or even play. Consider that he would have had.
Now again.
that he would have had turn 1 Cloud from Raptor, turn 2 Cloud from Raptor, and Familiar.
Yeah.
That's free flying power, then whatever creature with 2 power or 3 toughness to evolve them again on turn 3. Tomas deck can be very, very aggressive in those instances.
Tidebinder Mage comes in for 2, taking Jens down to 17. And now here's the question. What do I present? Yes?
7 minutes left in the round.
So there's 7 minutes left in the round. We're hearing from well-reputed sources. Plays around the Syncopate for 1, which Jens kinda represented, because I think Thomas had a Nightfield Spectre in hand that he could have run out there. Elixir of Immortality. So this pace is more settling into the Esper deck's favor, where Thomas at every turn has to consider what instances Jens representing removal or a counter spell. And now Jens has
no counter from Jens here is a big get for Tomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he opts for the game save,
Yeah.
which I think is definitely a right call here.
Yeah.
Fasa on the board is.
It also, even if Jens has Detention Sphere in hand, which I saw that he has, it also countering means that he doesn't have to tap out on his next turn. So he still has the instant shield up, where Thomas has to figure out where and what and why and what kind of cards does he have. Gainsay drawn for Thomas there might prove to be very decisive eventually.
Jens decides to shuffle in the Elixir with the 2 Doom Blades and a Gainsay.
Yeah.
He just takes his chances to use the mana when he has the opportunity, not really fearing an instant threat from Tomas.
Yeah. It might also indicate that he is a little light on action in his hand. He wants to shuffle back the removal and the counterspell that he already.
Well, not necessarily. It's he could also be planning on playing something where he would still want to get the value out of the Elixir, just for the life gain. Even.
Yeah, true. So now Thomas is presented with the choice of gainsaying this, and he's kind of telegraphed that he has the gainsay already by that
even
pulse.
3 mana, he could just be a dissolve as well.
Yeah.
Which Jens represented a syncopate against, but. Ooh, missing a land drop here is.
It means that he has a lot of action in hand. So
it looked like a negate, maybe.
Yeah, that looked like a negate.
If it is a negate, then it would definitely get.
For all the manas.
Yeah, the gainsay here is. So he gets in for 2 and gets a draw card.
Gets a draw card.
Start that refilling process.
Yeah.
Like in this instance, it would have been great for Jens to just be able to play a verdict.
Yeah.
of course, we see that he's only in one white man at this point, so it might be that he's actually slightly lower in verdicts, even in main deck maybe.
Yeah.
And it's running more of the black removal instead. He does take the chances with the Sphinx Revelation main phase here, though. You have to remember as well that sure the free cards, but the free life for Jens here as well is definitely something that he might need in the end.
Yeah, it's definitely not irrelevant.
No, it's a very grindy matchup, and you just have to keep trying to stay afloat as long as you possibly can, and just a random life gain here and there, as we saw in I think it was the first game where he gained 5 life from the elixir of immortality, basically buying himself 3 rounds from the beatdown that he had opposing him.
And we are using the term beatdown very loosely there. It was
it was a mutable. Those pesky vaults are pretty horrible.
Those pesky rats.
Yeah, rats and elves and merfolks.
Another card drawn here for Thomas.
Looked like another Gainsay maybe? Another counter? Maybe a Dissolve?
I think he drew the Gainsay draw step, and he drew...
Familiar as
no,
well.
he got the Gainsay off Jace. And he drew Judge Familiar on the Biden trigger here. Dissolve. No more Ophidians for you. Also, a much needed scry for Jens here.
Yeah.
Keeps on top. So will Thomas perhaps give Jens's creatures -1/-0? I'd recommend it. Or is he just going to crack the Jace? No.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just keeping the Jace around is... Jens has drawn just 3 cards extra here with the Sphinx Revelation, so he isn't that high up on card advantage yet, and I mean it's still also 2 Jace activations, so
yeah.
There was time called in the round as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have an extra time.
We suspect that they're talking about this now, which round it is. So this is most likely round 0 for Thomas.
In that case, yes.
So clearly just wants the Fassa, which would be online, with just the Jace and the Bident.
Yeah.
And
2 very resilient cards.
2 very resilient cards, for sure. He takes the hit.
Yeah, it goes down to 11.
And another game save for Thomas.
No, it was a mute vault, right? Or
which can be just what Thomas needs here.
Yeah.
Counter war for this. No, counter war.
Opportunity.
Opportunity is... Thomas has to be considering countering this.
Yeah.
It eats the game save. And another.
Yeah.
I think that the card left in Jens' hand is a Sphinx Revelation, and that might actually seal the deal for the game that it will be a draw.
How many? He gains 5 lives, goes up to 16.
Yeah.
But Thomas swings for 9.
That.
So, well, of course, Jens can draw some removal or something.
Swings for 9.
But he also gets to draw 3 cards from the Biden triggers.
Yeah. Supposing that we were correct in our assumption that Tomas had round 0.
Yeah.
If this is actually round 2 and this is round 3 for Tomas, then well, I guess it doesn't matter since he would still get
2 attack steps.
2 attack steps more. But I don't think that Jens is going to walk away with the W here.
No, that seems unlikely. He taps a blue mana and he draws 3 cards. Seems a lot like his Ancestral Recall to me.
Well, he has to tap 3 creatures.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Looked like a counter from some sort of counter. Maybe a Dissolve.
I think it's another Jace here first. Wisely choosing to keep the new one.
Skill player.
Yeah.
There's the Dissolve, definitely. I think that it's just gonna hit the grip. He even gets a spare Jace.
Yeah, bonus Jace. And Thomas hasn't played land, right?
No, he has some lands in hand, but still he's gonna have 5 mana untapped for next turn, or for Jens' turn. Or we spot a Detention Sphere in his hand, please. A bunch of lands, Doomblade, Detention Sphere. That could be enough to stall out it, so Tomas can't kill him.
Well, since he has the Dissolve as well here.
Yeah.
Well,
Detention Sphere. He could actually just go for Detention Sphere on Fassa and be safe. So in that case, Tomas has to go for the
Dissolve on the Detention Sphere.
Yeah. Here comes the sphere.
Yeah.
So the question now is, what are the last cards in Tomas' hand? Is it just lands, or does he have more? Does
he have
another game share? I guess is very unlikely since he already played 3, I think. But I think that he has to go for the counter here.
Yeah.
Letting this resolve just basically makes it so he can't win the game.
Yeah. If we are correct with the turns.
Yeah. This all resolves.
Scry.
And there's the past turn. Is this over? He has to turn at least. He has to just be thinking, is it a counter? Is it not?
Yeah. That was what I would be thinking.
Yeah. I think there was a Cyclonic Rift.
Ah, okay.
That was interesting.
Oh?
Okay. Well.
Doesn't he have a spare Jason hand?
He does. That's true. So he can play Jace, then activate Mutavault and swing for lethal.
Yeah.
And still have a spare creature.
Brazilian creature.
Still have a spare creature for a random removal.
Yeah.
But interestingly, a counter on Jace here is actually enough to just win the game, or to draw the game for Jens. If the Doomblade sticks.
Yeah.
He has to be considering these things. Nyktos and yeah, He just grabbed that familiar and nicked us.
So much mana.
Yeah. I don't think the Tomas has played a land as well.
So no, I don't think
it would put him with negate and a Judge's Familiar
to 4 mana on Gen Society.
And I mean, the cards that Jens could possibly play here would be then to go for Hero's Downfall on Jace, which he has to negate for, which Jens then couldn't answer. So that's the only way that he can turn off Devotion. Yeah. So then he would just need to kill the Mutavault, which would need a Doomblade at this point. So we'll see what he has. He does have the Doomblade. And no counter that he could have now can actually counter the negates without getting counterbacked by the Judge's Familiar. Yeah. So Tomas takes this game 2-1.
That was very tight.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of who's gonna win the match. It's more along the line, will Tomas finish in time?
Yeah, exactly.